beautiful red Sempervivums. Succulents are so versatile. Here I've made a little sedum roof with Sempervivums and sedum all in a gravel, in hardly any sort of medium whatsoever. This is on top of my log store and I'm going to increase it. But these have only been in here for a year and look how much they've colonised, making lovely sways right the way through. And it's beautiful to use this lovely deep red one against the wonderful light green of the sedum. And it's just the contrasts that are fantastic. And I'll let them carry on and I will add more to it. Gravel, little bit of compost, shallow depth, and they are happy little bunnies. Here in the winter interest trough, we use different Sempervivums just to create colour and contrast against bulbs and other things that were in here. And they are now beautifully expanding. Look, they're putting on little pups. We'll be able to propagate them soon. If you're interested in how this was planted, we did a video on winter interest troughs, which you can find by going back into our library of different videos. Here we are on our Festival of Flowers garden, and look at this beautiful red Sempervivum. Now this is the same one that you saw on my wonderful log store sedum roof, but here it is a mature plant with masses of little babies all here. And this will eventually flower and give you lovely pink flowers to about this height. They are super plants, so tolerant. You can grow them in containers, you can put them into little rock crevices, you can put them on a sedum roof with virtually no soil in there whatsoever, and they just look fantastic. Here are some baby Sempervivums. Now, I was showing you before the little pups. Now, it's much easier to see them on the sides. Little stem with an almost identical plant to the parent as the little arms out at the sides there. And different varieties have different amounts of pups they produce all the time. Look at the centres of the plants. There's magical, and the hairs on the edges. This is all to do with the fact that they can grow in really dry conditions. Here we go, here are the little pups, and you can see they're on little stalks. All you do is you pull those stalks off and you just push them into the soil and away they go and they grow really nicely. There's also this amazing one here. This is Sempervivum arachnoideum, and it's called arachnoideum because of this webbing on the ends of the actual flower. It's not the flower, the growth, and both the baby pups and the big plants have this webbing on them. It's a protection mechanism. It helps them keep moisture there. It's also very attractive. They grow slightly slower than the other forms. And then there are reds with green in the centre like this, all sorts of different types. Now, unfortunately, somewhere along the line when we were reproducing all of these plants, the labels all got completely muddled up. So we no longer know exactly which varieties we've got, but we don't mind. They look beautiful. This is the wonderful deep purple one, and starting in the early spring it's much more purple. It's the same one that's on the sedum roof, but because we've gone into the middle of the summer, the colour has changed. So this is something to be aware with them, that the coloration of the leaf will change depending on the temperature and the amount of light there is. There are plenty of other succulent plants such as this sedum here. And look at the leaves on this. It's almost like an armadillo. It looks as though it's completely covered in scales and holding things together. And this is due to the fact that they are succulent because if you snap the leaf it's full of moisture, but they are coated and they're quite hard and they're almost waxy on the outside. They are something that keeps water really well because they've got hairs on the ends of the leaf. It's also that they hold quite a bit of water within that succulent leaf, so they are able to be grown somewhere really quite arid and they don't need an awful lot of moisture. Thank you very much for watching the videos, and please do subscribe to our channel.